Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the What If Lab, the place where we ponder on the fictional omniverse's greatest questions. Today, we have one hell of a question. And what would happen if Omniman from the Image multiverse faced off against the S-Class heroes from the One Punch Man universe? To answer this question, we will first need to evaluate each side's strength, speed, and other abilities. So let us not waste any more time and go right at it. First, I would like to address the fact that I will keep both Saitama and Blast out of the initial discussions, and will address them much later on in the video. At first, let us begin with Omniman's strength, who, while many believe he, as well as most Viltrumites, cap at small planet level, actually is far stronger than that. I will prove with some simple scaling. In the Invincible universe, there have been its fair share of life-wiping and planet-busting beings, such as the two brothers Todd and Seth, who were stated to be able to devastate worlds in their many battles, with them later being defeated by Brit, who is a superhero who scales way below even the weakest of Viltrumites. Another example is the person called Tech Jacket. He is a hero, a guy who joins Invincible and Omniman in their battle against the Viltrum Empire. And while he is shown to be able to fight Viltrumites, he is still consistently below them. So you might be asking me, why is Tech Jacket important? Simple. He fought and defeated a guy called Null. Null is a character who defeated a being that called himself a planet destroyer. Another very similar example to this quote-unquote planet destroyer, this Galactus/Unicron ripoff, is a guy called Omnipetus, who battles it out many times with Invincible and the Heroes of Earth. Omnipetus is stated in his weakest form to be able to world shape and destroy planets. This is the same Omnipetus that is later one-shotted by Dinosaurus, a being who at the time was relative to an Invincible who was still below his father Omniman. This would easily put Omniman several layers above so-called Planet Wiper, as throughout the series they have all been set off as minor threats compared to even the weakest of Viltrumites. And Omniman is someone who can fight and beat up multiple high-ranking full-blooded and half-breed Viltrumites. There are also cogs that put the famous feat where Omniman and Invincible destroy Viltrum with the help of Speed Racer and Thaddeus at large planet level. Keep in mind, this was done way after all of them had been fighting non-stop against other elite Viltrumites, and even then, this isn't the strongest we see in Omniman. As like Saiyans, Viltrumites get stronger through time and through hardships, thanks to a little thing called smart atoms. Now, as for the strength of the S-Class, the two strongest heroes are arguably Tatsumaki and Genos, who were both relative to the continent-carving Sairochi, who in a weakened state, her Orochi form, before she fused with Psychos, was able to blast at Saitama with near small planet levels of power, as he absorbed energy from the center of the Earth to attack Saitama. So I think it's safe to say that arguably a much stronger Sairoshi would easily scale to the planetary levels of power, making both Genos, who was able to clash several times with the monster, and Tatsumaki, who at full power could easily deal and end up defeating it, have planet level attack potency. In terms of the rest of the S-Class, they simply don't scale anywhere close to these two to be considered relevant to the discussion. For the speed category, I would start with the S-Class first. The baseline feat for the S-Class comes from a much weaker Genos, who was able to dodge lasers, beams of light, in a fight against G4. This same Genos was shown to be much slower than a monster called Awakened Cockroach, who stated even light speed attacks wouldn't even reach him. This same Awakened Cockroach was easily listed by a casual Monster King Orochi, who, like I previously mentioned, will get much stronger and fight both Genos and Tatsumaki, making both heroes scale several layers beyond the speed of light. In terms of speed, we could also talk about Flashy Flash, who in a fight with Platinum S and Awakened Garu was able to move so fast that they seemed to be creating some sort of light construct resembling a constellation. This feat has been calculated to be around 4 times the speed of light, which seems impressive but is a bit of a low ball compared to the scaling presented before. When it comes to Omniman's speed, he is in a completely different tier, where he would simply and easily blitz the entire S-Class before they could even blink. Omniman's most well-known feat of him leaving the solar system and reaching a planet in the Virgo supercluster, a place that is 65 million light years away from us, in less than the time it took him to take another breath, which we know Viltrumites can hold their breath for up to a week, which is clearly insane to think about it. Like, bro, this is some Superman type stuff. Well, not really. Superman's much faster. But still, this feat has been calculated at a crazy 3.3 billion, not million, billion times the speed of light. It's game over. There isn't anything else to speak of here. Omniman would literally rip every single one of the S-Class heads before they could even blink. He would pretty much do what he did with the Guardians of the Globe, the comic version, not the animated one. Which is why I'm not entering on the whole hacks and durability thing, even though Viltrumites are ridiculously durable, as they have been able to survive fights in the sun. They have been able to survive fights that they get ripped apart. It's crazy, and their regeneration is off the charts. What's even crazier is that after each fight they are close to death, they come even stronger. Now I know many of you would be asking, but what if Blast arrived? What if Saitama was there? Saitama isn't gonna let anything happen to Genos. Well, Blast and Saitama are two completely different beasts who would fold the combined S-Class with rather ease. Now, how would they fare against Omni-Man? I think it's fair to say Saitama and Blast might be too strong for Omni-Man in this question. That is if we don't take into consideration crossovers. Because this man Omni-Man fought Supreme. Yes, you heard me right. Supreme, the same guy who traded hands with none other than Gladiator, the same Gladiator from Marvel Comics who scales to both base Thor and base Hulk. We're talking universe busters here. This Omni-Man will fold both Blast, Saitama, and the entire One Punch Man verse. End of story. So I'm sorry, One Punch Man fans. One Punch Man is my favorite manga out there, but Omni-Man will fold them like an omelet. The winner is Omni-Man. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time on the next episode of the What If Lab.